What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Not able to get to my normal recording studio right now, so it's gonna have to settle for the car video. But I wanted to talk about Dave Gettleman, and I wanted to add some things on that. Obviously, a lot of people are saying he is on the hot seat because of the past 2 seasons, how it wasn't exactly what it cracked out to be, but we have to talk about Dave Gettleman. I loved these comments that came out from Bills GM Brandon Beane. Now, if you guys don't know who GM Brandon Beane is, currently the GM of the Buffalo Bills and served as the assistant GM to the Carolina Panthers under Dave Gettleman, who is now the Giants GM. So that being said, he had some comments to say. I believe he spoke on some kind of podcast or something like that, but these comments are going everywhere all over the internet right now, and it kind of proves what I've been saying about Dave Gettleman for quite a long time, dating back to last year's draft. Even before we drafted Dave Gettleman, drafted Daniel Jones. I told everybody that, listen, Dave Gettleman is going to say anything he wants you to hear. He's never going to give you the right truth, and he's not doing it disrespectfully. He's doing it as a tactic, as a strategy for no one to know what he's going to do at any particular moment, including the draft, including in other areas of the season as the season goes by year round. So we have some comments from Brandon Beane here. I just want to read them off to you guys here. No graphic. I'm just going to have to read them off to you guys just the good old-fashioned way. But Brandon Beane had said this to say about Dave Gettleman. He quoted, quoting Brandon Beane, "Can't trust him. Dave's smart. He's throwing all the curveballs out there. He's actually pretty tech savvy. Don't let him fool you, in all seriousness." Now, this is in obviously regards to the viral picture of Dave Gettleman that obviously went viral, of him having a stack of papers, a huge just binder of papers, obviously probably draft prospects and notes and things like that, and it's just cluttered with papers everywhere in a single small little laptop, and he appears to be squinting just looking at it. The more I look at it and the more I see this comment, it looks intentional. Obviously it is intentional for some kind of purpose. You don't just have somebody in your house taking a picture of you and you don't know it, and it goes off on the internet and things like that. So this was definitely staged. It was definitely designed to look that way, in my honest opinion. Now, what Brandon Beane said was, I think we have to believe him at this point, right? Dave Gettleman is definitely fooling everybody. He's fooling the fans, fooling the media, and like I said, this is not a disrespectful action. This is not him, kind of calling everybody stupid and fooling everybody, and he is the all great power and superior being. I've had phone calls with subscribers, when we do my call-in shows, and a lot of people have said that Dave Gettleman, in their opinion, it seems that Dave Gettleman looks to us as inferior, and that he is the superior being, and his arrogance it shows throughout the years and the seasons. I don't think that whatsoever. I don't think he's calling us stupid. I think he's just intentionally using manipulation and deceiving people to further the Giants, to benefit the Giants here, whether that be, strategically strategizing on, who they're going to draft and other teams not knowing who they're going to draft, and also driving up, draft hype and things like that. We mentioned back in the day, Odell Beckham, we didn't sign him to trade him. Everybody knows that quote from Dave Gettleman, and we wound up signing and trading Odell Beckham Jr. We look at last year's draft with Daniel Jones. How many times did we hear Dave Gettleman say he's going to go best player available? He never shook from that comment. Never did. All right? And he always said, he even laughed at some people, not like an arrogant laugh, not like a, try to look for the word right there, but not an arrogant laugh, but he would just chuckle and say, man, we're going best player available all the time. You got to go best player available. You always got to get the best player out there. You can never have too many good players at one position. He mentioned that a lot, and that kind of meant, we thought we were going to get Josh Allen, right? That didn't wind up being the case. We wound up drafting Daniel Jones, and obviously he was not the best player available. Now, was he wanted to be a good pick? Absolutely. And now Dave Gettleman is singing a different tune now, and now saying, you don't have to go best player available all the time. Sometimes you don't have to go best player available. Sometimes you go for need. So he's totally singing a different tune, which obviously means he's trying to deter us away and trying to make us torn on what he's going to do, because he knows what he said last year. So that's why he said what he said now, to kind of confuse us and kind of have us thinking different things about what's going on in the draft, who we're going to draft. Because as of right now, a lot of teams know who they're going to draft. The Detroit Lions pretty much know they're getting Jeffrey Okudah unless they go Isaiah Simmons. That's a possibility there. But a lot of drafts are penciled in: Jeffrey Okudah, Chase Young and the Washington Redskins, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Giants pick is really where the draft begins. Arguably the Detroit Lions, but really where the draft begins is with the New York Giants at number 4. Nobody knows where they're going to go at number 4. They could even trade down. They can get any of the 4 tackles because they've all been linked to the New York Giants. Now with Mekhi Becton and his little, stay off the weed type of stuff. But that's not proven yet, but still. And then Isaiah Simmons as well. And there's also been some nonsense foolery going around talking about Derek Brown. Dear God, I hope not, but I think that's just a meme at this point. So I just wanted to say that, and why I respect Dave Gettleman for that. It took me 6.5 minutes to say that, but I respect Dave Gettleman for doing this, for being that kind of GM, that mysterious GM that will never be figured out. He always has something up his sleeve, and I'm excited about that, man. I love not knowing what I'm going to get until I get it. How many times during Christmas, guys, do you find out what you're going to get, even by accident? I remember when I was a kid, I used to find out what I was getting for Christmas by accident. And when Christmas Day comes, you wake up and you already know what you got. Sure, you're happy because you know what you got, and you're excited about playing that game or using that toy, as a kid. But when you wake up on Christmas Day and you don't know what you're gonna get, and the surprise hits you at that very moment that you have that gift. That's the ultimate excitement. That's what I want in a GM, not knowing where I'm going to go in the draft and being excited about who he drafts. Because at the end of the day, he's one of the best scouts in the NFL. I will never, nobody could ever say anything about that, whether people like him at GM or not. I love him at GM. And I'm not his biggest cheerleader as well. I got at him for this Leonard Williams thing too. And I'm really not opposed to franchise tagging the guy. But we'll see what happens with that. And then with that, for the rest of the time here, I do want to say a couple of comments about Dave Gettleman being on the hot seat. Now, listen, a lot of people are saying Dave Gettleman should be on the hot seat, and I think most of the Giants video makers agree with me when I say this. You do not rebuild the team, and I said this on the podcast with the whole Giants roundtable. I said this. You cannot fire a GM that is in the middle of rebuilding. I know a lot of people want the microwave season, right? Where they want the microwave rebuilding. They want to throw that rebuild in the timer, throw that rebuild in the microwave, set the timer for 2 years and say, boom, we've got a playoff team. That's not how it works. You do not fire a GM mid rebuilding at all, because once you do that, you set the foundation, right? Dave Gettleman trying to set the foundation in these 2 years that he's been rebuilding, right? This will be his second year actually rebuilding. If you fire him now, you're going to have a GM that's going to walk into a situation, not going to like what he sees, not fit his philosophy. He's going to knock down whatever foundation was there. He's going to then rebuild his foundation. Going to take another 2 years. Maybe we're in the same spot we were in at the same point of the rebuilding. And then the Giants fire that GM. And the cycle continues. You have to wait and see how this turns out. Yes, it might be a bad thing. It might be Dave Gettleman might not work out, but you have to see where this goes. You have to let him rebuild. If you don't let him rebuild, you'll never see what you're going to get. You're never going to have the success you're going to want, because that's what the Giants ownership really want. They want the Giants to get back to the old days. And I understand that. I'm a young fan. I'm 22 years old. Okay, my earliest Giants memory was Super Bowl 42. Memory that I could just remember for the rest of my life. Definitely. That was definitely the earliest memory. Okay, I know nothing but Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning and Jerry Reese and guys like that. And I'm willing to be patient and to get back to those days. A lot of people my age might say, get them, leave them. Keep firing these guys until we find the one. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to have that old-timer mentality or real football fan kind of mentality. I'm not saying you guys are not real football fans. You guys know what I mean. But just having that logically smart kind of mentality and saying, listen, we have to wait and see what happens. Be patient. Trust the process. Look at the 76ers. They've been saying that for years, and they're finally good. Okay? Trust the process. Trust Dave Gettleman. He has made some astounding moves. His first two drafts with the New York Giants were better than any draft that Jerry Reese and his regime has ever done in his years with the New York Giants. Okay, his first two drafts were great. We'll see what happens this year. Tons of talent this year, as is every year, and we'll see what happens. Dave Gettleman should not be on the hot seat. He has at least 2 more years left before I could say he is fireable at this point. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Did not intend for this video to get this long, but I'm excited about the draft. I'm excited about all the stories leading up to it, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video.